Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Go! Ready? Check.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Rosen will throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rosen hands off to Johnson. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
53, Mike 53. You got nothing to do.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
And the Lions, first down.
Ready? Check 53. Rap. Good quarter. Hold on. What's the whip?
Here's Rosen to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped of the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Now a handoff looking right. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Vick. This is Coleman with the ground. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
My 40, my 40. Stop your whining.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Isaiah McKenzie. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Daniil Hunter in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving it past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Let's go.
Here's Rosen. And the catch made by Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Vick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now here's Vick. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Keep playing on.
2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Let's get it.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On the toss, here's Johnson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to be marked down short of the 1st down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or 2 shy. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Check 55, Mike. All day, dog.
They go play action here on 1st down. Out to his left. Past the 20. That's caught. It's Coleman. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Corey Coleman, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively. Nothing on the... It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Johnson. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Rosen. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Daniil Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Middle. Alert. Check 31.
To throw is Rosen. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
From the gun, it's Rosen. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Detroit.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Get off the field. Ready?
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they called the field general.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. It's a play fake. Now Vick. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah McKenzie that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this 1st half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Got it. 41 Mike. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
On play action, Vick. On the move to his left. Throwing deep here for Coleman. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Corey Coleman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are. But with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And now it's Rosen looking. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Detroit. And even 50 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Now Rosen. Flushed out right. That is caught inside the 5. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. 2nd down and goal. Rosen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson. As the first half is winding down. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find it.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. After the interception, here's Rosen. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Vick on the bootleg. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Oh, he bowls over it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing, Vick. Stepping up, he'll try. Now Vick's stripped. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it. But I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. From midfield now, here's Rosen. Looking in zone for Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Screenplay, Johnson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. Turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, That's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
The throw on second down from Vick, incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's third down.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. He finds Coleman. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Out of the gun, Hill. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Corey Coleman there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now.
Let's go, let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And the Lions first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Alert, alert, alert.
Play action here with Rosen. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And that will get them one closer. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Play action now, Vick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's now second and 10.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. To throw again, Vick. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to second and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
7 yards there and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Hey, pick your game up. Slam.
Now they'll run it on the toss. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Vick incomplete. It was knocked away.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Vick. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Johnson. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Lions on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
4th down. Here's Rosen. And the pressure gets to him again. Harold Landry. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
You can't stop me.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him.
Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
To throw, Vic. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Watch time. Tight end right. We got 4.
Vic now. The quick slant caught. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd? And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's the fullback. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. His first career touchdown pass, and, you know, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain. So now they can...
Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, Mikey's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
You go tight.
3rd and long here for Rosen. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski Gronkowski. Everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Let's go. 18 Gators.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
The quarterback on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Zerline's kick is good. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. One final shot here for Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harold Landry getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for